Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Now tonight, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia earlier today commissioned the University of Ghana Stadium at a colorful ceremony ahead of the 13th edition of the African Games to be staged here in Accra. Now, the 11,000 capacity facility, which will serve as one of the venues for the competition, has been completed as Ghana wraps up preparations ahead of the opening of the Games on March 3rd. Here is excerpt of the Vice President's address at the commissioning.
At the time we won the bid to host the African Games, Ghana had inadequate multi-sports infrastructure. And this placed enormous responsibility on us to build more infrastructure to make the dream of hosting our first ever African Games possible. We said, yes, we may not have the infrastructure for now, but it is possible. And today, Ghana has built world-class sports facilities, which are not only making it possible for us to host the African Games, but will also leave the country a huge infrastructure legacy, which will significantly impact sports development in the country. So, the construction of the stadium started under the government of His Excellency President J.A. Kufuor over 15 years ago for commissioning. I would like to thank former President Kufuor for his vision to build a stadium for the nation's premier university. No government has built as much sports infrastructure than our government, and the data is clear. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in spite of Ghana being a founding member of the African Games, Ghana has never hosted the Games. The desire has always been there, yet we have not been able to host it. Now, the African Games is right here with us, and we have a unique opportunity to make history. So let us come together as a nation to maximize the benefits of hosting Africa's greatest sports festival. On this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to hereby declare the beautiful University of Ghana Sports Stadium and Rugby Stadium duly commissioned.
Now, Ghana's 100-meter record holder Benjamin Azamati will lead the list of star-studded athletes announced by the Ghana Athletics for this month's Africa Games. Azamati, who missed out last year's World Athletics Championship in Budapest due to injury, has fully recovered and will be the only athlete competing. In the 100 meters, but will be joined by current and former 200-meter national record holder Joseph Paul Amoah for the relays. Now, the duo were part of Ghana's 4x100-meter relay men's team that won gold in the last African Games about 5 years ago and set a new national record of 38.07 seconds in Oregon World Championship in 2022. Now, the experience is expected to be a catalyst as the West African nation seeks to defend the medal. The team held an open session earlier the week, and my colleague Muftau Nabila monitored it and came through with this report.
Yeah. Mamma mia! What a heat!
For many years, Ghanaian athletes have dreamt, hoping that there would finally be an opportunity for them to race on a track like this one. And tonight, they finally had that opportunity, where the likes of Safo Ansah and Edwin Gadai, who have always dominated local athletics events and championships in the country, have confessed that, yes, indeed, Ghana finally has a track that would aid athletes in terms of their speed. It's a Mundo track here at the Legon Sports Stadium, which has been constructed by the local organizing committee and by extension the government of Ghana to host the African Games 2023. and Ghana Athletics, the athletics governing body for the country, had an opportunity of testing a facility with many events ranging from 100 to 1,500 meters, as well as 200 and 100 meters races. The 200 meters race was won by Edwin Gadai, who was part of Ghana's team that went to the African Games in Rabat in 2019. And he says that this is an opportunity for them to have their names written in gold.
That's my target. Yeah, that's my target, to win something for Ghana. This is my second time being part of the African Games team. So, first one was 2019 in Rabat, and I was in the semi-final. So hopefully this year, my target is to be in final. Hopefully to improve my personal best.
Safo Ansah, who won the 100 meters, described the Mondo track here at the Legon Stadium as a track that is quite fast. And he's very confident that tracks like these could actually influence the performance of athletes during the games.
It's fine. It's excellent, We are hoping to see our times and know how far it is. But actually, it's fast. It's fast.
One of the things I realize about tracks like this is the fact that many people often say it's extremely fast. Just how influential do you think the pace of this, you using it to train, would actually help you in this event?
Yeah. In Ghana, we wasn't having a Mondo tartan track, so we are not used to this one. But some of us have traveled a lot to run, so they know a difference between the normal tartan tracks and the Mondo. I can see this one is really good. We thank the ministry, the government, everyone, the federation, for bringing these Mondo tracks to us.
Technical brain that has been behind the team in terms of their preparations for the African Games, Salamatu Al, has been telling Joy Sports that times are crucial when it comes to athletics, and they are working on ensuring that the athletes have got the best of times during the camp.
Now let's head to the camp of the Black Bombers, because they have also been training in Cape Coast and been intensifying training for the African Games. My colleague Victor Achutamaklo caught up with the coach and one of the boxers, Samuel Techi, and he filed this report.
Ghana's national boxing teams are ironing out the kinks 2 weeks to the commencement of the Accra 2023 African Games. Despite having a storied past at the African Games, Ghana's recent history has not been impressive. At the last Games in Rabat, Shakur Samed won the country's only bronze in the men's lightweight division. Before that, David Bauer's bronze medal was the only one from boxing at the 2015 Games. Coach Ofori Asari, who's been training the team for 12 weeks, is cautiously optimistic of an improved outing this.
On the grounds, we know we have boxers who can make it, but they are not going to fight any pushovers. We know the very good boxing nations are also coming: Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, Nigeria, Cameroon. All of them are coming. But we are going to assure Ghanaians that we are going to compete, because this time it is at our shore. And so we are not going to relax. We are going to put in our all. And one aspect that we think of is we are willing and wishing that we'll be able to get good at this tournament and any other medal as well. But we are not going to say it's going to be easy. It's going to be tough.
Finally, the sports ministry has set a medal targets. They and the LOC, they said they wanted Ghana to finish in the top 5 of the medal table. At the last African Games, the 5th place team, I believe, had 125 medals. We had 25 medals from the last African Games, I believe. There's a deficit of, I think, about 100 that we have to make up for. Just in terms of numbers, what is the contribution we should expect from boxing in terms of numbers?
Well, last African Games, we had only 1 medal because things wasn't well for us. Nothing is impossible. When you look at the team that we put across at Morocco, is different from the team that we have now. Most of the team that we put at Morocco were new boxers, but this time we have boxers who have been exposed already, and they have seen the level. We have Commonwealth bronze medalists in the team. We have Commonwealth bronze and silver medalists in the team. And so I believe even Olympian, a boxer who saved the whole show for Africa, is also in the team. And so we are not pushovers, like I said, but there are others also who have prepared. So we need the support. We need both moral and spiritual and whatever support, psychological support. Everybody should come and support the team for this cause.
Now, Ghana's tennis team are also finalizing their training, the golden hitters and also the diamond hitters. My colleague Daniel Kranting was with the Ghana tennis team, and he monitored one of their training sessions and spoke to the trainers there and some of the athletes who will be representing Ghana. And he put all of that in this report also.
The 2019 Africa Games in Rabat produced no medals for Ghana in tennis, 4 years after winning gold in the men's doubles at the 2015 Games in Brazzaville. The inability to build on that good showing at the 2015 Games was somewhat pardonable, considering that gold was Ghana's first and only medal in tennis in the Games' history. Despite the not-so-good record, there is a very palpable feeling of confidence heading into this year's competition, especially on the back of the success 2023 brought Team Ghana. The Golden Rackets gained promotion to Zone 3 of the Davis Cup Africa in July last year after an impressive clean sweep win in Rwanda, and that has given the team a very good feeling ahead of the competition. Freddie Kejiri is the captain of the Golden Rackets.
Our expectation is we are trying to just get a gold because I have some top players out there playing some tournaments. Last time with the Davis Cup we qualified with those players. And 2016 too, at least we had we got a gold in 2016. So with this time, we are preparing our best to do everything to get a gold again. They are all hardcore players, and with the singles too, they'll really do. Isaac Norte is a solid hardcore player. Abraham too, he has some big serves and some returns, and they're all good. So with the singles, is a really tough guys because this Egyptians, Tunisians, they are all clay court players. So with the hard court, it's different.
The men's doubles, which will see Ghana's #1 and 2023 SWAC Tennis Player of the Year, Abraham Asaba, team up with Isaac Norte, is the country's most promising avenue for a medal in tennis. The pair have been consistent over the past years and went all the way to the final in the ITF M15 competition in the Dominican Republic just 3 months ago.
Because of the tournament coming up like this, my guys there have gone to tournaments. Some are in Rwanda playing Challenger, some are in Tunisia playing M15 and other tournaments there. And we have a very good doubles team. So I believe, God willing, we'll get gold. With my doubles, I really trust my doubles.
Ghana's female tennis team, the Diamond Rackets, on the other hand, are taking a much different approach to the competition. The team, made up of a relatively young quartet, are using the Africa Games to gain as much experience as possible after their very promising individual journeys. Richard Aidate is the captain of the Diamond Rackets.
Yeah, I know we are playing home. There's a bit of pressure, but one of the things is also trying to relax them and trying to keep them in focus, enjoy the game. And this their first time, and they are young as well. They are almost 16, turning 17, and we have those coming. They are a bit mature, so we'll see what the tournament brings.
Sisu Makena Tomega and Tracy Ampa are members of the Ghana team, and they open up about their preparations and expectations ahead of the competition.
Okay, I'm very excited, and I thank God that I got this opportunity to represent Ghana. It's really fun to socialize, to practice each and every day. Because I'm not the only one practicing, I have my team and everyone. I feel motivated every day to get up and just, get on court and try my best, play my best, and perform, basically.
Well, we are aiming high.
Now, let's give you a closer look at Ghana's performance in the past African Games. My colleague Fento Tahiro Fento has been assessing the numbers per sport and discipline in the past African Games that Ghana has been to.
This is our performance over the last 5 African Games. This is our performance over the last 5 African Games. The last 5 African Games, the best we have done is 25 medals per Games. In 2003, we got 25 medals. That year as well, we won gold medal in the 4x100 meter relay. Aziz Zachary and co were in superior form that year. It was in Nigeria, Abuja, in fact. They beat the Nigerians in that final. In 2007, we got 25 medals as well. So we equaled our medal haul of 25 in 2007. 2011, we got 17. This year, we got a gold medal in the football as well. Remember, Kwesi Appiah's under-20 team. They were a big part of that team in 2011. And then in 2015 as well, we got 19 medals. All right, 2015, we got a gold medal in the men's doubles, tennis. In fact, I remember George Darko and his partner got us a gold medal there. And then the last edition in 2019, we got 13 medals. So you can see that Ghana's average medals per Games, it works out around 20 medals per every African Games. And the most we have ever done in the competition history is actually 29 medals back in 1973, I believe, was when we had our most medal haul. Now, let me tell you about our performance compared to the top 5 performances from the other teams in the last 5 African Games. So there you go. Now, this is Ghana's medals from the last African Games versus the other big nations. So this is just our performance in our last African Games. Now, the last African Games, obviously, was in 2019 in Rabat. And as we showed you in the previous slide, if we can just go back to that previous slide, I'll show you. As we showed you in that previous slide, you see there, 13. We got 13 medals. Okay, now let's now compare this, our medal haul, to what the other countries got at the last African Games. And remember, we're doing all of this keeping in mind that Ghana wants to finish in the top 5 in the medal table. That's the target the LOC and the government has set for our athletes. Because anything less than that will be considered a colossal failure. Because we are hosting, how much have we invested into preparing our athletes to win any valuable medals at the African Games? So we got 13 medals in Rabat in 2019. But look at that. Egypt got 259. Egypt got more medals in just the last African Games alone than Ghana has managed in our entire history of participation at the African Games. It's really that bad. Our entire medal haul at the African Games is 180-something. Egypt got 259 in the last Games alone in Morocco. Okay? Algeria got 125. Nigeria got 127. Morocco, who hosted, got 118. And these were the top 4 nations at the last African Games. So if Ghana, as you can see the numbers, if Ghana is to finish in the top 5 in the medal haul, we should be targeting at least 100 medals. In our last Games, we got 13. So how do we move from 13 medals to over 100 medals in just that 4-year period? And remember, we've had the rights to host these Games since 2018. So what kind of work have we put in those last 4 years or so, or 5 years, or 6 years? So we've had 6 years, basically, to prepare to move from 13 medals to over 100. Have we done enough work? That is what this show is here to answer. That's the question the show is here to answer. And I've sent my reporters around, and they've got just the right juice for you. Now, so that's what it is. It looks pathetic. Now, this is a breakdown of the medals by sport. This gives you an indication of where our biggest strength is. So in the total history of the African Games, it is no surprise that the sport that has given us the most medals is athletics. They've brought in a whopping 89 of our 185, almost roughly around 40%, if you like, of our entire medal haul came from Not 40, I beg your pardon. Yeah, so yeah, almost around 40%, thank you, came from athletics. Hockey has given us 1, badminton 1. Boxing comes in second place. They've given us 24 medals. No real surprise there, as Nelson has one of those medals as well. Football has given us 6. And our last gold medal in the football, of course, came in 2015 when the Black Queens won that gold medal. I remember they beat Cameroon, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, to get the gold medal. They had to come here and stage a protest in order to get their bonuses paid. Samira. Taekwondo has given us 9. Let's go to the next slide. And we've got volleyball giving us 1. Weightlifting has given us 9. It's a relatively new sport, so that's some credit there. Judo has given us 2. Table tennis 1, tennis 1, and parasport have given us 10 in total. So this is the full picture as far as Ghana's performance at the African Games is concerned.
Well, that's all we have for you on Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Do look forward to more of our reports on the African Games. Do have a wonderful evening also.